Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Simon, your crypto insider, bringing you an update for Bitcoin. And let's get straight into it because we've seen a lot of volatility over what has been a very, very crazy 24 hours, or should I say a very crazy hour yesterday, when there was a report that a spot Bitcoin ETF had been approved. That was actually later to be found out to be fake, a false report, and therefore the market came back down pretty much to where it started. And we can see on the chart yesterday, it was around about 1 o'clock GMT that we pumped up. Bitcoin went all the way up to 30,000 and all the way back down again, pretty much to where it came from. At one point, it was actually printing a red candle, but obviously since then, the market seems to have been able to push up higher. We went back up to around about 28.8 before coming back down, and we're currently, looks like we're currently consolidating around about 28,500. So I don't normally go in to the shorter term charts, but we can see that even from I think it was Sunday, was that Sunday night? Yeah, so early hours of Monday morning, we were starting to pump up. And I know for myself, when I actually did see this news breaking, and I just saw the price action going completely crazy during this hour, I did think, okay, maybe somebody knew about this. And okay, the news, you know, firstly it was like, is it legit? Is it really happening? And then obviously you see the reports on Twitter, and you're looking for that credible source. You're looking for that, you know, that Bloomberg or that Reuters or one of the, you know, established media outlets to say, you know, SEC approves first spot Bitcoin ETF. And I noticed a lot of the tweets were just people saying that it's been approved, but without any source. So yeah, I was a little bit cautious about the news. But look, I think we can probably take a few things away from this piece of news. I mean, based on how the market reacted. Now, you probably will know, like in the majority of, let me just press that, you'll probably know in the majority of cases where we have something rumored to be about to happen in a market, that you've heard of the phrase, buy the rumor, sell the news. So with the Bitcoin ETF, I would have thought to myself that, okay, before the Bitcoin ETF actually is announced as being approved, we will see some upwards price action into that approval. And then subsequently, people will then sell the actual news when it does break. In this instance, what we've actually seen is that we've seen that upon that news being leaked to the market, even though it was fake news or false news, the market did rally very aggressively straight up to 30,000. And I think many of us would expect that if the news had been genuine, Bitcoin wouldn't have actually stopped there. It probably would have kept on going. So what this tells us is that the Bitcoin ETF approval, the spot ETF approval, is not yet priced in to the market. And for that reason, I think traders are going to be looking at this and saying, look, at any time when that spot approval does get announced and it is official, Bitcoin is going to absolutely rocket. Therefore, we need to make sure that we have exposure now at these lower prices, so we can catch that move when the Bitcoin ETF actually does get fully approved. So I do think this has been a little bit of a wake-up call to those traders that are positioned short, so traders out there that are bearish, to those traders that are maybe looking to accumulate Bitcoin at lower prices, to say that, look, lower prices are not guaranteed, and that really we are against the clock here to accumulate, because as soon as that announcement comes out, it's likely that Bitcoin's going to be above 30K and possibly won't see prices below 30K again. Whereas if we do rally now, and let's say, for example, we get up to 32K and we're hovering there, and then we see the Bitcoin ETF announced, maybe we do initially sell off on that news before ultimately going higher, because, you know, I think we're all in agreement that Bitcoin ETF long term is a bullish thing for Bitcoin. It is going to attract more capital into Bitcoin, it's going to also give people, a vehicle to be able to add exposure to Bitcoin without being worried about custody risk, without being worried about, remembering secret seed phrases and passwords and things. So I do think it is quite a bullish development. The fact that we have seen this price action around an ETF reportedly being approved. And I do think going forward that, certainly if Bitcoin can hold above these levels, hold above sort of really 28,000, but I say on the downside, I like to see us hold above this ascending trend line, which is around about 27.6 at the moment, then I do think we should expect price action to test up towards 30K again, and potentially a little bit higher going into the end of the year. And we can kind of see here on the 4 hour as well, the price action, you can kind of see we've come up to pretty much what was our range high. So our high from October here. And if we're sort of looking back, we are making higher highs and obviously higher lows as well. So the 4 hour is usually a pretty good chart to kind of tell us what the state of the trend is. And this can also be observed on the daily here. We've obviously got, sort of higher low, higher high, higher low, now another higher high. And on the daily, I've actually I've highlighted or I've sort of emphasized this moving average here, which is the 200-day moving average. So you can see really in August, after we had our sort of early year sort of pump, we had been above this 200-day moving average, and we did obviously break through it. We then held it as resistance. We struggled to get through it. And now it seems like, I don't want to speak too soon, but it seems that so far today, we are holding that 200-day moving average as support. And if we go on to the weekly, you can see it's a bit of a coincidence at the moment how well the 200-day and the 200-week are actually aligned. But if we actually look on the weekly chart, we can see that our 200-week moving average is coming in just under price action, around about 28,300. Obviously, this is moving up, but should Bitcoin close here or above, we will, obviously, for the end of the week, so Sunday for the spot charts, then we will actually close back above this 200-week moving average, which is obviously going to be bullish for Bitcoin. So I'm still maintaining a bullish bias at the moment on Bitcoin. And I'll just also say that Bitcoin dominance is also looking strong here. We can see here that we have taken out, so again, this is going to be the 200-week. We've actually got our first close above the 200-week on the Bitcoin dominance chart in a very long time. This is going all the way back to April of 2021, so April of the bull market, so over 2 years ago, and that could be viewed as being fairly significant too. I have, if we actually clear that, and if we just zoom out this chart, I actually have this descending trend line coming in around about sort of 56-57%, and obviously that would line up as well with the underside of support that was found back in September 2020. So I have a couple of lines here. Obviously, we're approaching the first one. So I do think Bitcoin does have some room to move to the upside. I think we saw yesterday that when the spot ETF, the rumor came out that it was approved, that was something very bullish for Bitcoin price. It was also very bullish for dominance as well. If we just actually do go down to the 4 hour here, you will see we did actually see a big spike up on that news as well. So I do think it is important at the moment to pay attention to Bitcoin, pay attention to what Bitcoin is doing. I'm going to be bullish on Bitcoin should we remain above this 200-day moving average. That is really the first line of defense for the bulls. So bulls need to try and keep price above there. And I think ultimately, like I say, this is a wake-up call that if you are waiting for lower prices on Bitcoin to accumulate, you might not get them. So that was it. I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have done, please do smash the like. Please subscribe to the channel if you've not done already, as I will be coming up with a lot more content over the next few days and weeks, which I wouldn't want you to miss. And thank you for watching. Have a fantastic day wherever you are, and I will speak to you soon.